If you love the Commanders and you want to become an expert on the burgundy and gold, my promise to you is that if you click that subscribe button and turn on your notifications, you watch every single video here on the Commanders Report, you will become an expert on your favorite team. So do me a favor, click that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you never miss any of our free content here on YouTube. What's good, Commanders fans? I am your host, Jack Sperry, and this is the Commanders Report. On today's show, I'm going to be breaking down the question: is Emmanuel Forbes, rookie cornerback out of Mississippi State, going to be the Sauce Gardner of the 2023 season in the National Football League? Now, without further ado, let's jump right into what Forbes was able to do with the Bulldogs last season. 46 tackles, 10 pass breakups, 6 interceptions, and he took 3 of those to the house. That is an absolutely incredible stat line for somebody like Emmanuel Forbes, who was barely targeted last year. I mean, the offenses just did not throw to his side of the field last year, and he still came away with 6 interceptions and 3 pick sixes over the course of his college career. He broke the NCAA record for the most pick sixes in the history of college football with 6 over the course of his career. Okay, so Emmanuel Forbes is seriously a fantastic ball hawk that is able to get interceptions and then take them to the house. He's got some incredible speed, acceleration, and then he has some of the best football instincts I have ever seen from a college cornerback entering the National Football League. So predict it for me down in the comment section. Will Emmanuel Forbes have a pick 6 here in his rookie campaign with the Washington Commanders? Give me a yes or give me a no. This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. So YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. Take advantage of that time by answering today's pinned question with a yes or a no. So, we've talked about the kind of prowess that Emmanuel Forbes had in college, but let's address the skeleton in the room here, which is that Emmanuel Forbes is incredibly thin. Okay, he is super skinny, and the strength is definitely going to be potentially his biggest issue entering his rookie season and entering the National Football League, because there's a possibility that he is going to get bullied around in the run game, in the screen game. And, I don't think the effort is an issue. I think that he has no problem putting his nose in there and really getting dirty and getting those tackles. But, NFL wide receivers are built different, plain and simply, and they could potentially definitely rough him up a little bit. But I think that with Emmanuel Forbes, he's going to be somebody that really needs to play an off-ball coverage throughout at least the beginning of his career while he bulks up. Because if you look at this picture here with Emmanuel Forbes, I mean, he looks rail thin. Now, I think that with Emmanuel Forbes' skill set, I think if he plays off-ball coverage here in the National Football League, he's going to be just fine, but he's not going to be able to play press because he's just going to get bullied at the line of scrimmage. And personally, I think that this is the perfect fit for Emmanuel Forbes to play in this awesome defense with Jack Del Rio, who plays pretty much the most off-coverage stuff in the National Football League out of any defensive coordinator here in the league right now. They play a lot of cover 3, a lot of cover 4, some cover 6. They like to play a ton of zone where they have their corners back. And Emmanuel Forbes, that's perfect for him because he can use those incredible football instincts, his acceleration, and he can just read the eyes of the quarterback. And that's something that I'm very excited to see for Emmanuel Forbes because, like I said before, he is one of the best in terms of just pure instincts and playmaking ability. Emmanuel Forbes is one of the best college corners I have ever evaluated for the NFL draft. And if he would have been maybe 10, 15 pounds heavier, he might have been my number 1 cornerback this year over a guy like Devin Witherspoon or Christian Gonzalez, who I had higher on my board because, the 166 pounds is super skinny. That's how much I weigh for reference. And I talk about football for a living, and he's trying to be a number 1 cornerback in the National Football League. So that kind of gives you some perspective there. So coming up here, I'm going to be breaking down, is Forbes going to be the next Sauce Gardner here? I'm going to give you my prediction on that here in just a second. But first, the 4th of July is right around the corner. And if you want to be repping the Washington Commanders and the Stars and Stripes at the same time at your 4th of July cookout, you can get this awesome Commanders 4th of July special edition shirt on sale on the Chat Sports website right now. Go chatsports.com/CommandersUSA. Really do like the Commanders text there with the American flag. Super patriotic. If you're going to be grilling burgers or hot dogs or whatever, this is the perfect shirt to be wearing right next to the grill. Go to chatsports.com/CommandersUSA. So, I mean, let's face it, okay? It's a very high bar to clear here for Emmanuel Forbes if he's going to have a season on par with what Sauce Gardner was able to do back in 2022 with the New York Jets. It was one of the best rookie seasons we've ever seen from a cornerback in this league, if not the best ever. And some people say he's already the best corner in the league. You look at the stats from last year, 75 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, which is a pretty darn good number for an outside corner. And then he also had 20 pass breakups and only 2 interceptions. But the reason why that number is a little bit lower is because offenses just didn't target the guys that he was covering. If you look at the coverage stats last year from Pro Football Focus, his grades, he was the number 1 ranked corner in the league with a grade of 87.9, which is absolutely incredible for a rookie. And then his coverage grade was even better at a 90.0, both of which was tops in the NFL last year. Now, as a run defender, he's good. He's not great, right? 69.2 was his run defense grade last year. But when you combine that coverage grade with the run defense, Sauce Gardner is arguably the best corner in the National Football League right now. So in order for Emmanuel Forbes to have that kind of a season, it's going to be difficult, right? It's going to take a whole bunch of luck. It's going to take a whole lot of growth here from Emmanuel Forbes. But as difficult as it will be for Emmanuel Forbes to have a season like that, I think that he's perfectly capable of doing it. I think he's a perfect fit for Jack Del Rio's defense. He's going to be able to play in off-zone coverage, which is where he is most comfortable. He's not going to get as bullied in the run game or the screen game because he's not going to be playing in press. I think that he's going to hold up nicely, and because of those instincts that he's coming into the league with, I wouldn't be shocked if he had 6 or 7 or maybe even 8 interceptions here in his rookie season, and he walks away running away with the Defensive Rookie of the Year trophy here at the NFL Honors Ceremony here in 2023. So agree or disagree with this statement. Have I convinced you that Emmanuel Forbes is the next Sauce Gardner? If you agree with that sentiment, type A for agree down there in the comments, or if you disagree, type D for me down in the comment section. That'll be it for me today. Commanders fans, really do appreciate all the support. Make sure you click that subscribe button because if you made it to the end of today's video, you might as well be subscribed for tomorrow's video as well. And then also, if you want more Commanders content on social media, you can find me on Twitter at Jack_Sperry. Really do appreciate all the support, guys. I will see you guys later. And as always, hail to the Commanders.